Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm joined by what I would consider to be somewhat of a master guitarist, my good buddy Connor. We met up on a couple of productions that I was doing sound and whatnot for recently, and the man just melted my face with his licks and his chops. What an amazing player. It's a real pleasure to have you here, Connor. Thanks for coming down
Cheers
today.
very much for having me. No, too kind, too kind.
Not at all, man, not at all. And you'll see why when you hear this man play. Connor, I believe you're available for gigging and for session work and for work on studio.
Yeah, super greedy. Yeah, if I'm free, then I'm happy to do anything.
Excellent. Is there any sort of region you work all over the southeast of England?
Most over the southeast. I'm sort of London based, so it's easy enough to sort of get everywhere. Obviously, you just have to tackle the M25 wherever you're going.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I'm very lucky. I sort of work all over really. Sort of a lot around the UK, a tiny bit in sort of Europe and stuff like that. So
awesome. Man.
Always different scenery.
Cool. And if people want to get in touch with you to book, is there a best way to get in touch with you? Do you have an email or something you want to put out there that I can put a link in down below as well?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
you got a website?
I have, but it needs updating. I think the best way is the socials at the moment. So, for instance, Instagram and Facebook are the main ones. So, if you type in like Connor Baxter Music, I'll give you a link if you want.
Connor Baxter Music. We'll put a link in down below. That'll be for Instagram, is it?
For Instagram, yeah. And it should be the same for Facebook if my memory serves me well.
Okay.
But that's where you'll find me sort of nerding out and doing loads of little play videos and a bit of teaching and stuff like that. So
brilliant. So I'll put the links to that down there. So if you want to hire this man to play on your demos, or you want to hire him to do a week of session work in a pit for a show, he's your man. Reader, absolutely spot on. Really, really good player, and some great improvisation stuff as well. Tell us a bit about this beautiful G&L guitar you've got.
Yeah, sure. So this is my sort of main gal, if you will. It's where I sort of feel most at home. If I'm doing any sort of job where I'm not sure what sounds I'll need, or I'll need a different array, I'll normally bring this. You know,
versatile.
Yeah, and when you sort of sit with one thing long enough, and you know what nooks and crannies and things you can do with it, and yeah, it just feels at home really. Story behind it, I was saving up lots of pocket money. It was sort of after I'd played guitar for maybe 3 or 4 years, and I really wanted to get something that was sort of, that sort of next level. And looking at heroes like Jimmy Page with his Les Pauls and that, there was a wide array of guitars that I would have wanted, but one that stood out was that sort of Dragon Telecaster he had.
Yeah.
And I was like, and obviously because it had sort of the natural wood looking, and then obviously the paintwork, and then I saw other guys using them, and the one that really kept standing out was like the 72 thin line sort of thing. Right. It was like, sort of like the F-hole and the Perloid and that.
Yeah, for sure.
And as much as I saved up, I definitely couldn't have afforded the real thing. And I went to the local music shop near me, and I sort of saw this on the wall, and I thought, wow, it's got the F-hole, it's got the Perloid, it looks really cool.
Beautiful.
And I must have peed off the owners enough times just playing it and not buying it. And yeah, after maybe, I don't know, a month and a half of going in there and, drooling over it, I saved up enough to get it, and
nice. Ever
since, yeah, it's just been, yeah.
And they say actually that Leo Fender did a lot of his best work post Fender years when he went to G&L. Yeah, he's definitely put a lot of effort into getting these G&Ls just right, and I have to say everybody that I know that's got one or played one find some absolutely exquisite instruments. They respond. They're a great feel under the fingers. And, it's certainly a beautiful guitar. It's wonderfully appointed and finished. It's really, really nice. So as you can see, wow, this man's playing super awesome, or what? I know this comment section is going to be filling up with praise for you, my friend, because you're a really spectacular player, and it's a real pleasure to have you here. Tell me a bit, first of all, about these pickups, because they're something quite special, aren't they?
Yeah, so obviously they look a bit odd to your sort of standard telly setup. You know, normally you have sort of 2 single coils, maybe the sort of lipstick sort of design on the neck. With the G&Ls, they made these, I think they're called MFD pickups.
MFDs, right, okay.
And they're very nice. They're sort of, the way I understand it, and I wouldn't be able to sort of give it as much justice as the proper notebook, but right. It's sort of like the single coils, but I think they're sort of wider round coiled, a bit like the Jazzmasters and stuff like that.
Right, so not actually unlike a P90, because a P90 is a single coil, but it's a much bigger single coil, isn't it?
Yeah, so pretty similar, sort of somewhere maybe in the middle grounds. Yeah. And I find them, they're just they're sort of more bubbly sounding. They're a bit more, not as pokey, so they're very nice for that sort of, you know, sort of big chords and stuff like that. They can sound really chunky when you want them to, if you're doing that sort of, you know, Stevie Ray sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
And I just find they get sort of a lot of nice scope, and yeah, especially for the cleans, they just sound crystal clear, which is nice.
Nice. Beautiful, quite unique style of pickups, and I was very impressed, and I have been very impressed when I've heard you playing this guitar, how noiseless they are. So, and actually how well this whole guitar resonates and the tone carries through. So tell us a little bit about, obviously it's got a fixed bridge. Is that a tusk nut?
Yes, a tusk nut, so sort of, yeah, synthetic, not proper bonus. Yeah, they work a treat. I mean, yeah, you can't really... Yeah.
Bodywood alder? Is it, or is it?
Swamp Ash, this one.
Swamp Ash, nice.
I mean, obviously, hollow on the one side.
Yeah.
Which it just feels nice.
Because you can just sit and play it acoustically. In the evenings, you can sit in front of the TV and hear enough
Oh yeah,
of it
and you'll just be, you know, watching your soaps or whatever, and you know, and just nice stuff can come out. And even when you're playing live, you just get a bit of, you know, you can feel it coming out a bit more.
Resonance.
And, yeah, and it's really nice.
You get that kind of acoustic box, and with the F-hole, you get a little bit, tiny bit of projection out forward. So you do get that. Neck material, obviously, is that a rosewood fretboard?
Yes, a rosewood boards, and then maple, I think it's Canadian maple.
Canadian rock maple.
Yeah, which is lovely. Sort of gloss, but not overly so. Obviously, I've used it enough to sort of, you know, it's not as thick as, like, say, like a brand new Gibbo or anything like that.
No, absolutely. What sort of thickness? Certainly the neck looks, the thickness, is it like a fairly wide, deep radius, or is it? Nice,
so on the top it's sort of 9.5.
9.5, so it's a Fender, standard Fender radius.
And then the back is just like sort of a C neck, which feels quite comfy with me. The thing that's sort of a bit different is the fret size. So they're quite chunky frets on there, which are lovely.
Wide, aren't they?
I love it for the bending. I love the sound of vintage Fenders, but I don't get on with the sort of smaller frets. So this, for me, is just
standard nickel frets, or are they stainless? I'm not.
Just nickel, yeah.
Nickel,
yeah.
Right.
You'll be able to, because they've got a bit of wear on them. If they were stainless, I might be all right. But
awesome. And on the back of the headstock, did I see, are they lockers as well? No, they're not. They're not lockers.
No.
Oh, what have you? You've got a little tuner at the back.
Yeah, it's a little Diario sort of hide-in tuner. I think they're called like the NS Micros.
Nice.
Had it for years, and it's great. It sort of tucks out the way. There's never any chance of hitting it off.
I actually got one of those tuners, but it doesn't actually belong to me.
Oh, okay.
A buddy of mine that plays rhythm guitar, actually, for Mike Bradley.
Oh, wow, nice.
Has left it with me when he came down to do the MT3 demo, so I need to give that back. What's the little talisman? Is that a good luck thing, or is that that for you to put damp strings down and stuff?
No, there's nothing really clever with it. It was just it was a gift from a close friend years back that sort of, in the end, sort of stopped me from selling this guitar. So I sort of felt like it was right to keep it on there.
For sure.
Yeah, so it sort of stays there.
Thank goodness you didn't sell that guitar. Well, you mentioned Stevie Ray Vaughan there. Obviously, from your playing, you've got loads and loads of different influences. Who else has influenced you? Who are your favourites?
It's always changing. When I started, it was people like, you know, Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, and all, you know, anyone with a Les Paul and 2 humbuckers, Slash and that.
Yeah.
But going through the years, obviously there was the sort of, you know, the shred guys like Paul Gilbert and Satriani and that, which were, Paul Gilbert really changed my playing.
Paul Gilbert, he rocks. I mean, right the way back from his early days and then through into Mr. Big as well, because he was with Racer X, is it?
Racer X, yeah.
But let's be fair, Paul Gilbert, you're never going to forget that guy, are you?
No.
Let's be fair, what a shredmeister. And amazing, what I find with Paul as well is he's got such a real originality about his playing as well. It's never sort of following the herd, as I call it. You know, there's loads of people want to sound like Jimmy Page or Eric Clapton or Gary Moore or Jimi Hendrix or Joe Satriani or Steve Vai. But the one thing Paul Gilbert did was he kind of hit a new wave and a new curve of his own, which is really cool.
Definitely, no, I love his sort of following his music. He sort of started with that sort of, you know, the neoclassical side, like a lot of the guys, and then venturing now, he's had his sort of blues phase, his jazz phase, and he's just, you know, just building a jungle of knowledge.
I'll tell you who else was back from that sort of era. I don't know if you know of him, or I'm sure you will have done, but Richie Kotzen.
Oh yeah.
Because in his day, as a shredmeister, he was amazing. He was another one of Varney's Shrapnel Records guys. And no, he's now singing as well as playing guitar in the Winery Dogs with Billy Sheehan.
Yeah, and is it Mike Portnoy on the drums as well?
On the drums, amazing super groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice guitar, a great background in influences. And so what have you got coming up? Because you were just telling me off camera that you used to do a little bit of YouTube, but haven't done it for a while and might like to get back into it a bit more.
Definitely, I think with this year, sort of, you know, with New Year's just gone and resolutions and that, I really want to get back into sort of being creative and, you know, so I do a lot of remote recordings, so I've been sort of writing with people and stuff, which is really fun. And yeah, with sort of making videos is really a big goal for this year, so hopefully I'll brush the cobwebs off on the YouTube channel.
You got it here. So I'll also put a link to his YouTube channel, which will probably have loads of old content and hopefully soon some new content, because we've got to hear more of this playing. I hope you'll come down and maybe do a few more videos and stuff with us here. And it's just been an absolute pleasure and joy having you here today. So a big thank you to my buddy Connor Baxter. Comments down below as always. If you've enjoyed this, which I know you will have done, at least give this man a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe, don't forget to click that bell icon, and thanks as always for watching. Thank you for being here, Connor.
Cheers for having me. Thank you.
Really cool, brother. And you all, my friends, take good care.